Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve.
Offline now all of a sudden. I think it's doing that funky thing with what you were doing. Remember how I was saying it's kicking you out?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's for some reason I've just restarted the stream. There we go.
Okay. So anyways, we're live here on New Visions Radio Network for good, at least.
Yeah.
Our YouTube stream will be going if it's not going.
It is going now, yeah.
It is going. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so here we are. We're doing our annual summer hiatus bonus show preview for the upcoming season. And man, it's just gonna be a yawn because there's not really much going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just get it. This damn COVID.
And those damn cicadas.
Cicadas, yeah. Alex is being attacked by cicadas over there.
I am. If you hear funny noises, it's the cicadas outside my house.
What? What's that?
I said if you hear something funny, it's the cicadas outside my house.
Yeah. So anyhow, so what's new and exciting, Alex?
Nothing.
We had to get that in there, right?
Yeah, of course. And now it's on YouTube as well, right? So
awesome. It's on YouTube, folks. If you want to, links have been put up everywhere. I think on Facebook, Twitter, and where else? I think that's it for now.
Yeah, that's it for now. When we go live in September for our, is it a 13th season? Then
yeah, season 13, man. Like what the hell?
Yeah, then what we'll do is we'll make sure all our social media platforms have the link to the YouTube channel. I know on my personal Instagram channel I have it, I believe, in my bio. I'll have to double check, but that's the only way you're going to be able to have clickable links is if you put it in the bio of the of Instagram. So I did that on mine. It's either that or I did the Teespring store. I can't remember. Speaking of, we have merch.
We'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So I mean, we've got some merch, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been pretty happy with like the T-shirt. Anyways, I'm going to dive a little bit more into.
I finally got the sweaters.
Yeah, I saw that, the hoodies. So how are they? Are they pretty good?
They're pretty good. They're not overly thick. Like it's not something you'd wear in the middle of winter. However, for fall weather, spring, it's fine. Or if you just want to wear it around the house, you know.
But, basically, what it is just an extra layer anyway.
Exactly.
You know, in the fall, around the campfire. Wait, around the campfire? What the hell?
Around the campfire.
I mean, the fire in the cabin.
Yes.
Don't
go in the fire.
Eating a few burritos in front of the campfire, right?
Exactly.
So what have you been doing for your summer so far? Anything? I know obviously there's been restrictions.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks. Things have sort of opened up a little bit here and there. Of course, some areas are still, what is it, phase 2 or whatever?
Yeah, where I'm at, because we fall under Peel region, we're still on stage 2. So
really?
yeah, so restaurants are only allowed to open if they have patio, and it has to be socially distanced. They cannot, have people inside the restaurant yet. Only people or only regions in stage 3, which is pretty much everywhere else except Peel and Toronto.
I mean, I don't know what I feel about stage 3 anyways. Let me tell you, like we like I was off this week. I had this week off. I was on, quote unquote vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Not really much of a vacation, if you will, but I mean, did made the most of it, if anything. It was just a break from the insanity, and it's not really a break from the insanity. You just encounter more insanity.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do; it's just insane. And by that I mean, obviously, now you have to wear masks everywhere. Still, I mean, they're opening things up. You have to wear masks, and you have to social distance. And I just don't get it, Alex. I mean, it's when people put these masks on, they totally disregard the social distancing part. It's like, I have a mask on, I'm okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's so. Anyways, we were down in Niagara Falls, Niagara on the Lake. We didn't even go into Niagara Falls. I didn't even want to go into Niagara Falls. We went Niagara on the Lake, figuring, okay, it can't be too bad. It was terrible, man. I mean, because obviously they're hurting because of the whole, the borders being closed, and the tourist season is this is their one of their major seasons. So we figured, okay, it can't be that bad. I mean, come on. I mean, the only tourists are from Canada, really,
Yeah.
within Canada. But I mean, it was terrible. People just weren't paying attention to the whole social distancing bullshit, and it just, come on, you know. So we got out of there and we decided, okay, on split second decision, okay, let's go to Ottawa. Let's check out Ottawa. What the hell, man? We went there last year. We really enjoyed it.
You spend the night, I take it?
No, we spent a couple nights in Ottawa.
Okay.
The nation's capital, for those of you who don't know, Canada's capital.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and you know what? It's you know what? It's I have to say it's in a constant state of repair.
It is. Even when we were there,
Yeah.
it was a lot of construction. And we went there like a couple of years, no, actually many years ago. We went there the first year that Kingston Pen opened up for tours. I can't remember
Okay.
what year exactly that was, but yeah, we went there and we stayed the night because we also have some friends who live in Ottawa. So we spent the night with them, but we stayed there one night at a crappy hotel. And yeah, it was like construction everywhere.
You know, and when you look at the I you know I- you kind of like to think that a nation's capital is like the reflection of the rest of the country, right?
You'd like to think that, yes.
And it's sad, really. It's sad to be down there and think, wow, people coming from other countries and going, oh, sure, around Parliament buildings and places like that, it's, they're repairing it and they're making it look nice and it looks nice and da da da. But then when you go to certain other places in Ottawa, it's terrible, man. It's like you don't want to walk around there at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't feel safe at all, man.
Neither did
I
I.
hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I feel safer in Toronto
Yeah,
walking around at night, you know?
I
And
agree.
it's sad. It really is. But anyhow, for the most part, Ottawa was okay. Like, I mean, but still, it's like people just don't care about the social distancing bit.
Yeah.
They don't care. And even if you're not sick or whatever else, fine. But you know what? Come on. Respect other people around you. It's not about you, it's about the people around you.
I don't think people quite get that. I mean, I don't know if you heard that party that happened in Brampton, where there's
Yeah,
over
I
200
saw
people.
that. I saw that. Come on. You know, just another, telltale tales story of you see a lot of this going down in the US.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's scary to think that, it's so out of control in some areas of the US, like Florida, for instance. A little bit of Peroni.
oh yeah.
I don't have one yet.
I, I gotta get another one when we go to break.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick one up when we go to break. Anyways, and that's another thing I want to talk about. But whatever. Um, it's just really friggin' sad that some parts of the U.S. are just Florida, Texas, California. I mean, New York sort of leveled out a bit, but and here they're talking about a second wave already.
Yeah, they are.
And some areas,
They're taking it really, really cautiously. So even with some spike, because Ontario's been spiking up and down lately. Like it's been going up and then it's come back down. It's going up.
It's
You know.
never stopped. I
Yeah.
mean, we've never had a day where there's been zero new cases or whatever. It's constantly about 100, leveling about between 100 and 200 new cases.
Yeah. And a lot of that is also because of the migrant workers as well. Because there's been a lot of cases out of the Windsor, Essex area.
Yeah.
Because of the migrant workers. So take that as you will, because if it wasn't for that, we'd be under 100 a lot of the times that, it was close to 100,
Yeah.
So, and there could very well be a second wave if people don't, still continue to heed the cautions, or the precautions rather.
Yeah.
You don't want to be having a party of 200 people. There was a party actually up in Schaumburg not too long ago. It wasn't 200 people, mind you, but it was discovered that a couple of people that attended that party had COVID-19. So now they've reached out to all the people who went to this party and told them, get tested, because you just don't know. Right?
And what are the chances that they're going to get tested?
Well, and that's just it. I mean, are you going to be honest enough to be able to, even if you don't, if you're asymptomatic and you don't feel anything?
Yeah.
I don't think people, at the very least, it seems like the younger people don't seem to get this.
Yeah.
You could be asymptomatic, you could be fine, but you could be also spreading it to people who it could affect severely. And that's why we need to still wear the mask. That's why we still need to social distance. That's why we still need to quarantine if we have, if we've caught the virus.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the thing. I mean, not everybody knows they have it or not. You could go like it could be as normal as anything. You might have a little cough or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's amazing how some people they just don't show any symptoms. They just they're a carrier really.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just pass it on to the next person.
Well, that's just it.
And and that person that they pass it on to could literally, this could be their death sentence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people don't realize that. People just don't care about that factor.
I know it's unfortunate.
It is really unfortunate. It really is. Yeah. So, anyways, you've tuned in or watching on our live YouTube channel at the summer bonus show, Nocturnal Frequency Radio here, live on the New Visions Radio Network. If you want to listen to us live on the radio, you can do so www.newvisionsradio.com or mixler.com/nocturnal, or sorry, new-visions-radio, and you can join us in the chat room there and listen to the live show, radio show on there. And then of course our YouTube. What's our YouTube? I don't even know what our YouTube the link for that is youtube.com/user/nocturnal frequency or
I
something.
think it's /user.
/
Yeah, Nocturnal Frequency.
Yeah.
I'd have to go into it right now. I'm not on the dashboard, so
Yeah, and I mean, subscribe to the channel too, because you'll get notifications to let you know when we have a live show coming up.
subscribe and hit the bell
Yeah, and
and the channel. Like it, like the video.
Yeah, like the video, like the channel. Leave a comment, even if it's bad. That's fine. We're used to bad comments.
Yeah,
I really don't care. I do care, but
but we don't.
but we don't. Yeah. So I mean, we'll just send
constructive messages or comments are more helpful.
Yeah.
And yes, I realize that the YouTube streaming could be better. I'm going to work on it before we go in our new season. Iron out some of the kinks, But this is better than the last one we did.
Well, yeah, and I'm thinking maybe perhaps with the season premiere, season 13 premiere, we haven't set the date yet. September something. It's probably like the second week of September.
Something like that, yeah.
Usually, yes. Probably like the 13th, maybe September 13th or something like that. Anyhow, what we'll probably do, I don't know. What do you think, Alex? We'll run a contest for a couple of T-shirts, maybe, or a T-shirt or something.
We can definitely do that, yeah.
So, if you guys are wanting a T-shirt, and you listen to the show and you haven't got one yet, maybe you can win a free T-shirt.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for more on that. Just going back to that as well. And grab. I mean, if you haven't checked out our store yet on Teespring, go check it out. What is it? It's Nocturnal Frequency Radio, right? You just type in Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Yeah, you should be able to find that. If not, then they can look at the links on our Facebook page. It'll take it directly to the store.
Yeah.
But you should be able to go to teespring.com and then just do a search on Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Yeah. And we've got T-shirts. Whoa, there he goes.
Yeah.
He's nuts. We've got T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and masks. Masks. Have you bought a mask yet?
Mm-hmm. We have masks too, yes.
Yeah, have you bought one yet?
I haven't, but our good friend Justin has.
Justin bought, our good friend who's been on the show. Thank you, Justin.
About a red one, a spiffy red one.
We want to thank those of you who have bought stuff from the store because it helps us do this.
That's right.
More so with New Visions Radio, the live radio format. This is aiding us in helping running the show, broadcasting the show from a month-to-month basis here.
Yep.
So any help that you guys can give us is just absolutely appreciated. We thank those of you who have bought some Nocturnal Frequency swag there, a T-shirt, mug, whatever, hoodie.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Spread the news, get it out there. Tell your friends to grab one. I like them. They're pretty cool. I love the T-shirt, obviously.
Yeah, T-shirts are very nice, actually, and even the hoodies. The hoodies are nice. I haven't worn it yet, but my wife's worn it. She says it's very comfortable.
I've had a few people say, "I want that shirt, man. I like what it says on the back."
Yeah. Just disclaimer: the hoodie does not have the quote on the back.
Yeah.
Just
the T-shirts.
Just the T-shirts. Yeah. If someone wants it with the quote on the, if we get enough people wanting the hoodie with the quote, then we can make that happen. But I'm not gonna go through it if there's no demand for it.
Does it have on the mug?
I think it does. Yeah.
Really? I don't know. I don't know mugs.
I'm almost 100% certain it does. I'll let you know when I get my mug.
Well, yeah. Let me know. Well, Terry's not here. Terry's mugs. He's got a mug, right?
Yeah, he got a mug. Yeah. But so did my friends in the UK. But they're probably fast asleep by now anyway. So.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we'll take a short break here. When we come back, we're gonna just talk about what you can expect with the new season coming up in September. Until then, you want to follow us, you can do so on Twitter at Dark Discussions. Facebook is facebook.com/Nocturnal Frequency Radio, or in the search box, Nocturnal Frequency Radio. And our Instagram, which is Nocturnal Frequency Radio, you can follow us there as well. And of course, our YouTube channel. If you're not watching us, the live feed, the live stream on our YouTube channel, head over to YouTube. It's in our Facebook. The links are in our Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. It's not hard to find. You just type in Nocturnal Frequency Radio in the YouTube channel, YouTube search box, and you'll find the live show here right now. Subscribe. The more subscribers, the better. We want more subscribers. Come on, guys. Don't be afraid to subscribe to that as well. So until, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to, and you're watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio here live exclusively on the New Visions Radio Network, and of course, live streaming on our YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
You are listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio. You are listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve Genier and his satanic assistant, Alex Rondini, both of whom can't go into churches without vomiting. You are listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve Genier and his satanic assistant, Alex Rondini, both of whom can't go into churches without vomiting. You are listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve Genier and his satanic assistant, Alex Rondini, both both of whom can't go into churches without vomiting. You are listening to Nocturnal. You are listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve Genier. You are listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve Genier, and his satanic assistant, Alex Rondini, both of whom can't go into churches without vomiting.
Which folks? I gotta hit live again. I gotta figure out what the fuck's going on. It
looks
keeps
like it's going there. It looks like it's going.
No, I can see it from OBS. It wasn't live when we went there, so I had to start the stream again.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
Well, we're live
annoying as
now.
hell. Yeah, it's live now.
You're gonna get us kicked off the monetary list, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding. Jesus.
Yeah. So this is our summer bonus show, our annual summer bonus show that we do every year, sort of previewing or try to give you a preview into what's season, which kicks off in September. What did we say? September 13th?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. Is that a good day to do it? September 13th?
The
That seems
13th?
like
The
oh no, it's the 12th. Sorry. No, I'm looking at January or July. So the 13th. Is that good luck or what?
For me, it's good luck.
Okay, so that's good luck. 13. So there you go. Uh,
Now the question is there a full moon on that day?
well, you'd have to get the chart out to see if there is one or not.
Let me get my handy dandy.
Your handy dandy chart.
This way.
Say, hey, look, man.
There we go. It's showing the screen in the background. How nice.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find out.
Do we have a full moon? Anyways, so I just wanted to say, I just throw that out there, because I already showed you, because the can art, like I said, what I'm drinking, because you showed your Peroni, I'm showing what I'm drinking here, which is we've had the guys on the show, fresh new brewery called Third Moon, and their can art is by an artist called Yard Wolves, sorry, and the artwork is just phenomenal. Yeah. Right, and all the stuff is phenomenal. Anyways, so is the beer. It reflects the beer. The beer has been just absolutely phenomenal. In fact, looking at some of the ratings already from people who have tried the beer, the brewery now has a rating. I think it's only second to one other brewery in Ontario. So that's relatively impressive, and I can see why. It's good beer, and it's relatively worth it. It is worth it, I should say. So anyhow, yeah. So on with what we can look forward to in season 13.
Yeah.
Now that we have this YouTube live stream happening with the live radio show. That's cool. But we've been talking about perhaps revamping and maybe rejuvenating or sort of reviving or resurrecting.
Resurrecting sounds like a good name.
Nocturnal Night Shots.
Yes.
But as a side live stream show here on the channel here on the YouTube channel here. And basically the concept is a little different than what this is here. Right? This is just a radio show with guests and stuff like that. We talk about the paranormal. With Nocturnal Night Shots, what we initially were doing, we were covering sort of stories or experiences or for instance, the first one we did was, the Credit River Creature. The second one we did was the Tremaine House, right? And, sort of bringing that to like a live format sort of thing. So having somebody live on location and maybe perhaps doing, maybe, who knows, investigation, some EVP sessions, some Ouija board sessions, all sorts of different things that we could do with it. I mean, the sky's the limit with this sucker, right? There's literally nothing that we can't do with this, I think, right?
Yeah, we can do a lot of stuff with it. The only restriction would be the cell plan and how good and how much data Because if it's going to be live on location, it's always going to have to be. There's going to be a feed coming into me through OBS via the cell phone, and we kind of tested that out a few weeks ago with your phone, and it works. But it's one of those things where if you're going to do a 2-hour show, that's a lot of data, right?
It is a lot of data. And it doesn't have to be for the full show. I mean, this is thing that could be, who knows? Like I said, this is something that we can work on. I mean, it's not,
it's not set in stone yet.
It's not set in stone, and maybe perhaps we could do it in a couple areas where there's a Wi-Fi connection or some sort of Wi-Fi in there or whatever.
Yeah, or worst case scenario, you can have it filmed.
Yeah.
And then the video gets sent to us, and then we just play the video. That's another option. But obviously, that's not going to be that live experience. So you're going to want to try to see if you can get the person there doing it live so we can interact with the person as they're doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
And there's a fucking bug in here. Jesus Christ. Sorry, if you see me squatting things, it's because there's a flipping bug in here.
First there was cicadas, now it's mosquitoes.
Oh, fuck. It's just never ending here. Christ.
That's what happens when you have a freshly bald head.
Oh, I know. I shaved today, too.
Me too. So they love them, man. Anyways. Yeah, so I mean, that is definitely something we could look into. And again, this is something that's in the works. And perhaps... if we can figure out a feasible way of doing it, we'll definitely do it. There's no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. With the show itself, the radio show, we're definitely looking into guests for the upcoming season. I know there's been a few people that I'm sure we're going to have back on the show. And one that was mentioned was Pat Fitzhugh, who's been on the show
a few times,
many times.
Yeah.
Good friend of ours from down Nashville way, really. I'm sure we'll sort of hook up with him at one point to get a update as to how he's doing and what he's been up to, because he's always busy, And so, that, like I said, we're always looking for guests that are not necessarily the norm. I mean, people, I know people are sick and tired. They don't want to listen to the same guests from show to show to show. I mean, yeah, there are people that love guests like that, but there's a lot of people that don't really like guests. They want to hear something different. They want a different perspective,
Yeah.
And, I'm sure obviously we're going to do some, our classic dark discussions. We'll definitely have more of those in the future. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, those have always been a big hit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and lately because of the lockdown that we had, at the end of last season, and things have loosened up a bit now, obviously. But it's I think, having people like Gareth Davies on and our good friend Justin. And having those round tables and again, sort of, bantering back and forth and doing the shows with Gareth on Mindset there on Monday nights. I don't know what's going on with that, if that's still a thing or not. Haven't really heard anything. Have you?
I haven't, and that's the funny thing. I mean, I'm hoping because that's a fun show to do with all of us on there. I think it was because of recent things that have gone on with Gareth that. Obviously, he wasn't able to do it, but hopefully they'll pick up again.
Yeah, it's So I mean, that's well, hi Terry. Terry's there, and I know.
Oh, you
Terry,
can ask him about the mugs. Hey Terry, I can't remember. Does the mug have the quote in the back? I'm pretty sure it is. It's there, rather. So if you can just confirm that in the chat.
Yeah, and I know Terry's not watching the YouTube stream, so I don't know. He's gonna miss this guy. So
See, Terry, you should be watching us on YouTube. You could see your
yeah,
old pal Frankie.
Frankie, yeah, Frankie. Um, yeah. So anyhow, you can expect that, and I know we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get right deep into Bigfoot as well. I mean, that's definitely an area we're going to continue to explore.
Yeah, we haven't done
Um,
too much of that. So that's
no, and
obviously a
I
good thing to do.
and I know you're looking forward to doing, and we keep saying this, but we have to organize something on the Skinwalker Ranch.
Yes, we do.
And I don't know if I want to take the traditional route with the Walker Ranch, because I mean I think it's been done to death.
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean, we have to find. I mean, it'd be great if we can have one of the authors. I forgot the guy's name off the top of my head, but if we can have the author of the Skinwalker Ranch, the book that I read, The Hunt for the Skinwalker,
Yeah.
that'll be a good show because firsthand experience, obviously, on the Skinwalker Ranch. That would be a great show just in itself. I mean, I've read the book a couple of times and it's a great read. Just to have that person on and sort of recount to all the listeners who may not be aware of the Skinwalker Ranch what it was all about.
yeah. And it's not funny, but I mean it just seems so hollow now when I think of certain things about the show, and I think of some of the people that have been on the show over the years. And I have to bring this up because I mean we have to. Of course, many know that people like David Ferrand, who has been a regular guest on the show in the past, had passed away last year, right?
Yeah, it
And
was early last year because I went to I was hoping to meet him when I went to London, and unfortunately he had passed away. Oh look, Terry's on YouTube now.
There you go. I know he's looking for that.
There you go.
Anyhow,
there's your good friend Terry.
Frankie says he can't see Terry.
Yeah.
Where's Terry? Where's Terry? Anyhow, I want to sort of reiterate. We lost a very good friend of ours earlier before this COVID thing went nuts.
Yeah.
In January, and that's writer Chris Hawley. Who it's definitely left a very a hole in our existence because Chris Hawley
she was awesome.
Almost she was awesome. She was like a regular guest on the show for those of you who have listened over the years.
And Steve here has been working hard on getting our old archive shows from other networks and even from New Visions Radio uploaded to YouTube. So if you've missed any of those shows, they will gradually be added to our YouTube channel. So you can listen to, God, how many shows did we do? Like over, I'd say between all the networks, I'd say over 300 shows.
Oh, well over 3. I think we had 300 on BTR alone.
Yeah. So
live stream, you're looking at 50.
Yeah. And, we did.
And now with New Visions, you're looking since 2016?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Late 2015, I think it was. I think it was like November, wasn't it, or September? September 2015.
My memory doesn't go that far back.
Well, I think that's when we started.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, I managed to get the archives. Thanks to Ray. For sending me the flash drive with all the archives pretty much since he's taken over New Visions Radio. So I've been slowly going through those, and like I said, putting up some classic shows. We just put up one with the guys from the host from the True Crime Garage podcast. I mean, it's a popular true crime podcast. Nick and the Captain, and I'm telling you, man, if you haven't listened to that show, it's pretty cool. Really good podcast.
Weren't they like hesitant to come on the show at first?
No, not at all.
Who?
They're looking. I said we got to have you back on, and they're looking forward to coming back on the
No,
show.
but wasn't there someone, I can't remember who it was, but there was someone who initially was kind of hesitant.
The captain. He's
Was it
not
the
much for.
okay?
Yeah, he's not much for doing like interviews. But Nick was all for it, and the captain did come on, and when we got him talking, he was talking. It was a great conversation about
I think we
some
surprised them. Yeah.
some classic cases that they've covered. When it comes to true crime scenarios, right? It's one of the best podcasts I think out there on the subject. Um, that's up on this channel here. So if you subscribe uh, to the YouTube channel, you'll get all those notifications, and plus our live shows like this one going on right now. I gotta remember that we're on both platforms here.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird doing the simulcast now. So you got to kind of figure out what's going on. But
The hardest part, I think, is synchronizing everything. So because we take breaks, so people are aware on the YouTube side, we take 2 breaks on the New Visions Radio Network. So obviously we're gonna have to kind of take a break here as well. So as it stands right now, I don't really have a break page set up on OBS, but I'll get working on that so that when we go live for the new season in September, I'll have that ready to go. So it's just a countdown page that I use. Don't fret, we'll be back. It isn't the end of the show. We finish broadcasting at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you see that come up, don't go anywhere. We'll be back. So yeah, just wanted to say that so people weren't worried.
Yeah, well, we're working the kinks out on the YouTube side.
Exactly, and I think I figured out why it was stopped streaming.
Kevin says he likes the hoodie a lot, by the way.
Oh, there you go. See?
Yeah, I have to pick up a hoodie too, I think. I love the t-shirts. I love them. They're comfortable.
They're very good quality t-shirts. I was surprised, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was kind of worried about it because especially if they use Hanes, and I'm not a big Hanes fan. I don't like their shirts, but you know what? For some reason, the quality of this one is actually really nice.
And Terry, who's on in our YouTube channel now, he bought merch from us. And if you want to pipe in, Terry, let me know how you. What's it said? He said Steve's big head covers Frankie up. That's a commentary left. But I was gonna say, Terry, please let me know what you think of the merch. Let me see it. Here we go. Now Frankie's in front of Steve, so hopefully that won't be an issue. Yeah, he says it's great quality. He likes the merch as well. So
awesome. That's good to hear. And once again, thank you to all of you guys out there that have bought something from the store. Once again, the money that we receive from the sales of this goes entirely back to the running of this radio show, like the live radio portion of our show here. Once again, we pay out of our pockets on a monthly basis to live broadcast the show on New Visions Radio. So we don't have any sponsorship. It's not this. To say we don't look for it. I mean, if somebody would like to sponsor the show in some way, form or fashion, whatever, we'd absolutely be interested in looking into that as well. But for now, this is a source of income for the show itself, entirely 100% of what we receive goes back into the running of the show.
Yep.
So that's cool.
Exactly.
Once again, thank you everybody who has supported us on that level. So that's great. And we look forward to more of you grabbing some gear, man. Come on, grab some gear, some t-shirts. Like I said, I've had a few people comment on the saying on the back of the T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know, David Frant's famous
Quote.
intro, famous quote to the show. I don't think a T-shirt would be our T-shirt without it. So I mean, I don't know if I could get one without the saying on the back. I mean, it looks cool, but you know, I think you gotta have the saying on that because I mean, let's face it, it would raise eyebrows for somebody who would be, oh, who the hell are these guys, and why can't they go into churches?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do they vomit
Yeah.
when they go into yeah, beer? That's what I said, Kevin. Kevin suggested beer steins.
You know, they don't have it, unfortunately.
They don't have them.
Otherwise, I would have done it because I know Steve's already mentioned it, and yeah, fortunately, they don't have it.
We might have to look to an outside source for that.
We may have to, yes.
You know, get a classic beer stein for all you guys that drink beer.
That'll just give people reasons to drink.
Well, that's Kevin. That's the way I can drink and listen at the same time.
Yeah, just like what we're doing now.
Exactly. There you go. Anyhow, yeah. So I mean, that would, yeah. No alcoholics at Teespring. Yeah, it's yeah, it's cool. Like I said, the merch has been really cool. I've been pretty well, I only have the T-shirt, but so far the T-shirt has been pretty cool.
Pretty solid, yeah.
Pretty solid, and I'm sure I'll grab something else down the road. There's no doubt about that. And I've had a few people ask me, "Can you grab me one of those T-shirts? I love those T-shirts." You know, and just simply, oh, it doesn't matter what the logo looks like. I just like what it says on the back. You know?
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to buy it.
You're gonna have to buy it, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, is there? Well, we're almost coming up to a halfway break here, but I mean, is there any other subjects that you think we need to sort of dive into with the new season?
I would love to have more topics like we did with see, I'm horrible with names. Well, we did good lord, what the hell, that guy had a BC that we had on the show. You remember him?
Had a BC. Which guy? We had a guy talking about Bigfoot.
No, that wasn't Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. We had a professor. We had a professor on to talk about a research that he had been doing about people and why they're infatuated with the paranormal. What drove them to get into the paranormal, to look into it?
Yeah,
it was a 5-year study, I believe.
Yes.
Is that who you're talking about?
No, it isn't. Then, it isn't who I'm talking about.
Which guy are you talking about? Stan Scamille?
No.
Talk about Morgellons?
Nope.
Well, I don't know. Who are you talking about?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because I'm freaking horrible with names. Jesus Christ.
What subject? Do you remember what the subject was?
Metaphysical.
The metaphysical.
Yeah.
The metaphysical. We had somebody on. We had Chris, a teacher in the University of Toronto. Come on and talk about the metaphysical.
No, this guy was out of BC. And I can't remember his name.
Oh, Johnny
Enoch. That's it.
Johnny Enoch. Okay.
Ah, fuck. Fucking horrible with names. Jesus Christ.
He's somebody who's like more into not just that, but a lot of stuff.
He is into a lot of stuff, yeah. But that's the kind of topic that I'd like to see more of on our show, metaphysical and just anything weird. Like I listen to this other podcast, it's / YouTuber called Mr. X Dreams, and he does a lot of like what he does is he'll talk about dreams that he's had and other people have had, and any not just dreams but weird stuff as well. And he sort of
Yeah.
just relates the stories and sort of tries to analyze it a little bit. But when it comes to talking about the dreams that he's had, the weird dreams he's had, he tries to analyze them and go that route. But yeah, I'd like to see more, like from our show, more of that stuff as well, and go from there.
Kevin says they either have to buy the merch or volunteer for EVP and haunted house sessions while given NFR permission to film them.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, and guys, come on, more photos of the merch, by the way. If you got some merch, you bought it. Even if you're drinking some whiskey or bourbon out of your mug,
Yeah.
you know, let's see the photos, guys. We've had a lot of photos. Just recently, obviously, Lisa with her hoodie there.
That's right. Yeah, she put it on. She modeled for me, and just to give people an idea of what it looks like, when it's on somebody, that is.
Yeah. The next hoodie will have to on the back. It'll have some sponsorship from a burrito shop.
Hey, now, that's awesome.
Which burrito shop should it be?
Yeah.
It's too bad. Big fat burrito. You lost out.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
So just so people are aware, the store, the Teespring store. So you go to teespring.com/stores/nocturnal-frequency-radio. And in there, you'll be able to see the whole lineup. The two different t-shirts, there's two different. So there's one without the quote on the back, and there's one with both the logo and the quote. The mug does have the quote on it, I just confirmed. So it'll have the logo, the Nocturnal Frequency Radio logo on the one side, and it'll have the quote on the back. And then you can also get yourself a hoodie that does not have a quote, and also the mask.
That mug, man. Come on.
I bought one, so I'm just waiting for it to come in.
I have to get a mug now, man.
I got one.
It's got the quote on.
I got it. I'm just waiting for it to come in.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get one.
That's what I'll be drinking my beer out of.
Yeah, Redmond says a haunted burrito tea. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's cool. The merch is awesome. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the new season because I mean, well, with this now, it sort of brings a new dimension to it.
Yeah.
The live stream portion of the radio show. And again, like it's we could do a lot of stuff with this in terms of, I mean, the only thing that would suck is having a guest on and they don't do Skype.
Yes.
I mean, that would suck.
It would suck.
For the live stream portion of stuff, right?
Well, that's gonna pose some problems for sure because I won't be able to bring them into OBS if they don't have Skype.
And that's the thing. I mean, and we have a lot of guests that don't do Skype.
Yeah.
Right?
Now that being said, we can use Skype to call regular lines, and
well, yeah.
That's what we'll have to do because that's the only way I might be able to bring them in. I'll have to figure that part out, but yeah, that's gonna pose some problems for sure.
Well, somebody like Richard,
Yeah,
Palmisano, what we could do is, call him on Skype and just maybe put a picture of a 70s porn star.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Yeah, he'll definitely appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, if we're calling him, I got to figure out a way. And Steve, we're going to have to test this out.
Yeah.
We're going to have to test out whether we can actually, if I can just bring in audio in OBS. I should be able to, but I want to test it to make sure.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. Like I said, we're just working the kinks out, and bear with us.
Yeah.
This is a whole new thing for us. Um, and again, if you guys are enjoying what you're getting so far with the live stream, then we'll continue to do it. Obviously, I think we'll do it anyways. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a short break here. When we come back, more on what to look forward to in the new season and a bit more. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio here live exclusively on the New Visions Radio Network. And of course, if you're watching on our live stream on the YouTube channel, thank you for checking that out as well. We'll be right back. And remember, on the YouTube channel, you're going to see, going live, whatever. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Obviously for copyright issues, we do like playing with the live program radio show. We like playing independent music. So still, there's some copyright issues with that. But anyways, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve Genier and his satanic assistant, Alex Rondini, both of whom can't go into churches without vomiting.
Okay, 25
Told him
seconds.
all the kingdoms of the world and
25
said,
seconds.
all this I will give you if you will bow down
20
and
seconds.
worship me.
There was no pearly gate. The only reason I knew I was in a
25
cave
seconds.
was because I had just passed.
Oh my god, I'm so full of gas. Frequency Radio here, live exclusively on the New Visions Radio Network and streaming live on our
Streaming
new
live.
YouTube channel, the Nocturnal Frequency Radio YouTube channel. Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in this evening, guys, to our summer bonus show. We do this every year to sort of give you a look into what may or may not happen in the new season coming up in September.
Why do I
And the
look
way-
so zoomed in all of a sudden?
Who?
Me.
I don't know. Why?
Weird.
People in Radioland can't see that.
No.
Yeah, you're really zoomed in.
I am.
Man.
I didn't even touch any of the settings. What the hell's going on?
You can see the pimple on the back of your head there.
Yeah, no kidding. I think you actually affected my zoom when you were trying to mess around with your zoom there.
Oh, I affected your zoom. How could I affect your zoom?
I didn't touch anything, so
That's weird.
this is scary. Look how close I am. Jesus.
That's really scary. That's really scary. So anyhow, my camera's not moving. What's going on?
Are you frozen now?
I'm frozen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm frozen. I don't know. That's weird. Anyhow, so that's weird.
That is weird.
Oh, there we go.
I'm not liking how close the zoom is over here.
So anyhow, yes, season 13 kicks off September 2020. And again, this is a whole new element to the show. The live stream on YouTube. Obviously, we have never done this before. We've done it on live stream, but we didn't do it this way. With live stream, we just put Frankie in.
Yes, we did.
We just put Frankie in there. We put Frankie into the fire and let him deal with it, and he did a fine job. So I know there's a lot of people that listen to the show that are happy that we're doing this, the live stream portion of things, especially with Frankie. People like Terry missed Frankie over the years, so guess what? Frankie's back. He's come out of retirement. He didn't want to, but he did. He's here somewhere around.
Yep.
On my shoulder. I think you can barely see him on my shoulder there somewhere. But anyhow, so it's funny. I was driving around today and looking at a few things and in the countryside, if you will. And I was thinking to myself, how much I really miss paranormal investigation sort of scenarios. With now with COVID, it's really been a damper on the situation, and you can't really do too much. But I think what I miss the most, Alex, about it is how it was in the beginning, if you will. Like how you're fresh to it, and you believe everything, and you're sort of inquisitive, and you want to know more, and you get excited when something happens that you in the beginning you thought was paranormal.
Yeah.
And now you sit there and go, what? Seriously? And you sort of kill that on the spot now.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of miss that feeling, and I mean, I know it's good to be skeptical. You have to be skeptical, but I don't know, Alex. Do you think it kills the sort of the feel of how a person looks and perceives and sort of moves forward with the way they look at the paranormal?
Uh, I think you know what. There was a report actually, even with ufology, for example, where
Yeah.
people have started noticing a lot more paranormal. Sorry, not paranormal. UFOs than they normally would.
Yeah.
And I think it's because now more people have more time on their hands. To be honest with you.
Yeah. But what I'm asking is, I mean, do you think skepticism, once that sets in, um, do you think it sort of ruins the way you look at this at the paranormal as a whole?
It does. Yeah.
You know, I know it has kind of for me
Yeah.
because now through obviously through experience and time in the field of investigating and researching and stuff like that, and you learn more and more. It's like a lot of fields obviously out there. uh you know it's almost like you become very vain with it, and I don't know, it kind of sucks really, because I think it takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
There's and as much as a person would like to have fun with this, and there should be some fun with it because it is fun to do this. But at the same time, you have to be responsible with how you look at the paranormal, obviously,
Hmm.
and depending on your, I guess, your stature within the realm, if you will. If you are an investigator and you're looking to be very serious about it, you have to be, I think, skeptical and to help those who are in need of help and understanding of a situation that they may be going through, right?
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
I mean, on that level, yes. Uh, but I think in the end, it's really like, I sit there and I look in the beginning. I'm listening to some of the early shows that we did years ago, and I think about now when we broadcast the show, and how different it is with how we sort of are with dealing scenarios on the show. And it's not so much just the paranormal, but even with the guests.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing how different things have changed. I mean, like, how do you perceive your perception of the paranormal, and how has it changed over the years?
I've become very cynical and very skeptical, a lot more so than I was when I first started. I mean, there's always a level of skepticism that you should have when you're in the paranormal, just because you don't want to believe everything that everyone tells you, obviously. So you hold on to that certain level of skepticism, but as time went on, and you hear all of the fraud that goes on, all of the I guess, for lack of a better term, people who are out there to make just a quick buck, because there's a lot of those people too. um, and it made me very cynical towards the paranormal. So then when someone now approaches me regarding the paranormal, I'm very hesitant to just say, yeah, there might be something there. I'd have to first of all get to know the person really well first, and see what kind of person they are before I just sort of take their word for it, so to speak, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, it, and you have to remember, and again, it goes with how you are within the realm, and what you do. If you investigate it on a level where you're trying to help people out, as opposed to on a level where you're going out there and sort of ghost hunting and not really trying to help anybody out, but just trying to capture evidence. You sort of, I think, look at things differently um, when depending on which scenario you're sort of in. I want to ghost hunt. You don't really care about what people are looking at what you're finding, if you will. Um, to you, it's I have evidence. This is evidence. I mean, come on, how can it not possibly be evidence?
Yeah.
Where if you're looking at it from a standpoint where you're trying to help from an investigation sort of scenario, that's your view is totally different than that, man. It's no, I'm going to release something that I believe through all possible scenarios that this is possibly some sort of evidence, like but in the most part, it isn't. Because most of the stuff that you deal with is explained through natural means,
Mhm.
right? So I don't know. Where are we going with this? This is getting into a deep discussion here. We don't need to do that right now.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. That's for the new season. That's for the new season.
That's for the new season, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you need to have another Peroni and we'll get more deeper into this. Oh yeah. So yeah. Once again, this is the summer bonus show that we do every year. Just to give you a sort of look at what to expect for the upcoming season, and I know a lot of people are going, pretty much the same shit, nothing
Yeah.
different, right?
Yeah.
Except for the YouTube live stream. That's a little different, right? Something added. At least that's pretty cool.
Yeah. By the way, Terry says leave the camera on Frankie.
Thanks, Terry. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It is on Frankie. Isn't it? Frankie's right there. Uh, yeah, there you go. Oh my God, there's a delay. So in the
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
There's a massive delay. I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't even touch anything.
Oh well, it's there. Yeah. Kevin points out it is a preview after all. Yeah, it is. It is. It is exactly that. A preview of what we do in our spare time.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. We drink beer and ramble on about things that we would normally talk in a garage about, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Except for we have a few guests here and there who come into the garage and talk about stuff that you'd normally talk about when you're stoned, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Sounds good.
third dimensions. Yeah, maybe the computer's vaping too.
Yeah.
That's what Kevin said. Yeah. Yeah. So again, we would love to hear from you guys in terms of what, like, is there a subject that you'd like us to sort of explore and maybe get a guest on to talk about on that level too? I mean, that would be amazing to hear from you guys on that level. Once again, on our Facebook group, whatever. You can email us if you want at nocturnalfrequencyradio@gmail.com in terms of any guests or contact information. If you'd like to be a guest on the show and you deal with the paranormal, if you will, then by all means, contact us through Facebook or Gmail, which is, excuse me, once again, nocturnalfrequencyradio@gmail.com. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, or if you know somebody who'd like to be a guest on, or if you know somebody who you think we should get in contact should be a guest on the show, then again, let us know. And again, not just guest, but subject. I mean, if there's a subject that you think that we have not touched base on, at all, or in a while, or you'd love to hear some extended info, then again, that as well. We'd love to hear from you guys on that aspect as well, about what you'd like to hear in the coming season. And now's the time to do it, because we're gonna start booking people up for guests for the new season, and they better do Skype. I mean, they better do video Skype.
They do. They better. Otherwise, they're just going to see. I think we should. You know what we should do? Every time we have a guest on that doesn't have video on their Skype, we should always put a 70s porn star image on there. I kind of alternate the images.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
You think so? But that's only for I mean, that's only for
Richard.
Richard, though.
Yeah, like I said, we
I
have.
mean, it doesn't seem fair if we use it for somebody else.
Well, we could use a different one for somebody else. There's plenty of 70s porn stars.
I mean, we could find some some pretty legit stuff.
Yeah.
Like I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, if again, if there's any subjects, I'd be an '80s porn star. That's Kevin.
I kind of figured that was Kevin.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious, man. So that'd be cool.
Just get the weed whacker out ready. Yes.
Get the weed whacker out. Yeah, exactly. Ah!
That's a scary picture, man.
That is a scary picture, huh?
You can't really see it too well on the street now. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. Now I just got it. I got the camera on you alone, so everybody can see the picture behind you.
I'm feeding Alex booze. See, you can't. You can't. No, it's like that. It's fading away. There you go. Alex. He's sipping.
How long ago was that picture? That was taken years ago.
That was quite a while.
Yeah, it was quite a while ago.
And then there's
that was before my white hair started coming through.
Then there's this one here.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, I remember that one too.
That was after we had done a big fat burrito session.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm holding in the vomit. Yeah. I did.
A large burrito. So there you go. Yeah. So in terms of the upcoming season, again, and it's going to be season 13. Season 13, man.
And it's going to start September 13th. Look at that.
So, there you go, man. It actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
September. Oh, it
does.
Well, there's no 13th month, so that kind of sucks.
I know.
Right? That sucks. We could have did 13, 13, 13, but no, it's going to be 13, 13, 20. Right?
Yeah. 13, 20.
It's got a ring to it. So folks, log that down in your notebooks, in your address books, calendars. 13, 13, 20. 13, 13, 20. Say that 5 times really quick, Alex.
Hang on, I'm trying to kill that bug. Fucking going around me all the time. 13, 13, 20. There you go.
No, say it 5 times real quick.
No, that's okay. I've had too many beers.
Yeah, tell me about it. Okay, so there you go. Our summer bonus show is exactly that. I don't know. Have we ever done a summer bonus show where we've actually had like sort of a breaking news story? I don't think we have we?
No, we haven't. Not a breaking news story, no.
No, it's always been sort of a preview of what to come.
Yeah.
Right. And I see that's what I'd like to do more with the show too, obviously, is try to find stories that haven't been covered. And I mean, that's a tough one trying to find stories that haven't been covered is just it's almost impossible to find.
Yeah.
In this day and age with the internet and everything else, right? I mean, it's a tough scenario to sort of get that story. I mean, I keep referring to the one story that we did break, and it sort of made its way around the net was obviously the Bubble Boy one.
Yeah.
And if we could only get stories like that all the time, that would be awesome.
It would be. Yeah, but the problem is that the stories are pretty much the same no matter what. The Bubble Boy one was an exception.
Yeah.
However, you're always going to have people who are going to claim, oh, I got haunted, or my house is possessed by demons, or that's the norm.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to hear, and that's unfortunate because I'm sure there are a lot of stories out there, unique stories out there, but the problem is that people are just maybe too afraid to come forward with these stories, and it's sad, really.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, they're afraid to come forward, or they just don't want to be in the limelight. They don't want to be on a radio show or, with this live stream sort of thing, to tell their story. I mean, I constantly get emails from people about scenarios that they're going through. And you just sit there and go, hey, would you like to come on the show and talk about it? It wouldn't sound right, right? But I mean, there's been the odd time when somebody has come on the show and talked about their story. But not everybody's like that. I mean, I think 90% of the people aren't like that. But then again, there are people who are just dying to have some sort of press, if you will, or some exposure. Even if their story is like pure malarkey, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's I would love, I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way. I would love to have a story that neither of us heard about, even if it is kind of malarkey, as you put it, just because it's something different. And then if you have this person come on and sort of discuss what they're talking, whatever their issue is or whatever they've experienced, and even if at the end of the day we both look at each other and say, yeah, this is full of it. Regardless, it's something new. Kind of like, not kind of like UFO Ricky, because you've heard stories like that before.
Well,
but for our show, it was sort of like a first, right?
You have him, but I also think about what was it? Ritual Blood Magic dude. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah.
There's another guy.
Yeah.
Like that story was just out of this world. Where do people think of these things? And you go, is this real?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if it's not real, then this person, just the thought process that these people go through to put these stories together is just phenomenal.
It is. I would love to have Satanist is a hard word to, it's not the right word to use, because we've had Corvus Nocturnum on from the Church of Satan.
Yeah.
We've had him on a couple of times.
Yeah.
And he was gracious enough to to publish a bunch of my short stories on his compilations. But I would love to have actual occult groups come on the show and talk about ritual magic.
Yeah. I remember a while ago, I think this was before you came on as a co-host of the show. I had somebody on from a splinter group of the Church of Satan. In fact, they were like totally bashing the Church of Satan.
That would be the Temple of Set.
It could be. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was the Temple of Set.
I can't remember, but these two were really dark.
Yeah.
Right into, we're talking about the dark side of that whole scenario, right?
Yep. Yep.
So, could be, who knows? I can't remember. It was so long ago. I mean, this was probably like the second season, the third season. I don't know how many seasons were there? You came, no,
I came
actually, you
on in the
came
second season, actually.
second season,
Yeah.
so it had to have been the first
Yeah.
season. I'd have to go back and look, but we're looking at BTR. God knows how to get anything out of BTR now, right?
Yeah. So Terry goes, "How about book reviews?"
We could do book reviews on paranormal books. We could do that.
Or sci-fi biography? What?
What?
Oh, I think he meant to say biography.
Oh,
But
biography.
he wrote it as biography. But anyway,
Oh, I mean, we could do book reviews, but
I think that would be kind of boring, to be honest with you. I mean, we could do it as maybe a short segment, but
I'd rather have the person that wrote the book on the show
Yeah.
to talk about the
same here.
to see what they what was going through their head when they wrote that piece of shit. No, I'm just
No, but I mean, we could definitely review some books. I mean, if you've read something about the paranormal, we could talk about it. No, what's this, vagina monologues? What? But we could definitely do something like that.
we could all if need be, if we get stuck, we could always see if we can bring John Colombo back on.
Oh yeah, can't wait. Just can't wait.
Yeah.
Just make sure your Skype is working. That.
Oh yeah, exactly. What kind of outfit is this you're running here? You call this a radio show? This is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Oh my God, poor Alex, man. Hold on a sec, Alex. I got to try to fix this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to fix this thing, and the guy's just like totally hammering him.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
Oh man, that goes without saying that some of the guests that we've had on in the past have been, I don't know who, and you don't like to say this, but I'm sorry. There's no bounds here. Who for you was the most boring guest? Now, be honest here. Who was the most boring guest to interview or to listen to or try to interview?
I don't know. I can think of one. I don't really want to say the name. That's the only problem. Because I respect her.
Okay,
I respect her
so
as an author.
What's the subject? Vampire.
Yeah. Well, that's what we had her on for.
Yeah, but she does true crime too. She does crime.
She does.
Right?
She does a lot of different topics. Yeah,
I know you're talking about.
I know you know who I'm talking about. But like I said, I respect her as an author. She's just written a bunch of really, really well written books on topics, and But when we had her on, it's not. She was very curt, not curt like in a bad sense, but she was very to the point. She didn't elaborate.
No.
More than either just saying yes, no, or a couple of words here and there, and it made for a very difficult interview. Just
she
because,
was tough.
yeah,
she was tough. Yeah.
That's the only thing. I mean, she was a nice lady, but it was just one of those things where it's like it was almost like trying to yank things, yank teeth out of a waking lion, so to speak, right? You want to get more, but you couldn't.
Yeah, you've got some questions lined up, and you've gone through all your questions, and it was only 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with it?
It's too bad too, because I really was looking forward to this interview because she had written one book in particular that really I really enjoyed reading it, and it was based on real life. Okay, when I say real life vampires, take it as you will, but essentially what it is people who claim to be real life vampires, not actual blood-sucking real life vampires. That's the difference, right? Oh, I hit mute by accident. And so and it was something that I was really looking forward to talking to her about, and just hearing her side of the story. And it was just short answers, like,
Yeah.
and it was like frustrating because it's like you're trying to get this whole sort of picture of what she went through when she interviewed these people and when she interacted with these so-called real life vampires, and it was just I was like, oh man, this is bad. I mean, we ended that interview early, actually. Yeah, we had to, because yeah, and it's too bad too. It's too bad. It was, yeah, it was, and it's unfortunate because I know I have, and I know you kind of like this topic, but I you know I'm more into this topic than you are. But like I said, I'm really into the whole vampire genre, and it doesn't mean that I've read every single vampire book out there. I'm not a freak, but I'm into all that sort of genre, and I was really looking forward to this interview because I actually got her to come on the show, and it was like one of those, oh man, it's like, come on, really? No, she didn't. And she writes so eloquently and she writes so well, and it's so descriptive. It's like I was really hoping that she would be the same way in an interview. Yeah, it was like, wow. But then we also tried to have what's the other one? Michelle Belanger, sorry. And our wires got kind of crossed when we tried to have her on, and I wasn't dealing with Michelle directly. I was dealing with her, I guess, assistant or publicist or whoever it was, and I wasn't getting a response back from the publicist or assistant as to whether she could make it on the show. And when we decided to go live without her on it, obviously because we weren't hearing back, about maybe 10 minutes into the show, I finally get an email saying, "Oh, Michelle's waiting for you." I was like, "Well, what the hell?" It's like, I've been emailing you like nonstop asking to confirm, and it's like you're not confirming with me. What do you want me to do? Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? I mean, because I wasn't communicating with Michelle directly. I'm not, I'm not pinning the blame on Michelle because she's a busy person, obviously. And but I mean, it was her assistant. I think it was her assistant or publicist, whoever it was. That person was not getting back to me with a confirmation, and that was part of the problem because we couldn't just wait, and until 10 minutes into the show to say, "Oh, okay, she's coming on," so this is whatever. We had to do the show. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was fairly fascinating.
Yeah.
I like that interview, Terry. I'd like to have him back on the show to talk a little bit more about some of the inventions, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to get more in detail with him about a lot of that stuff. I like that interview. That was pretty good. Whoa, who was your favorite? Who would you say? What was your favorite? Do you think?
My favorite? Oh,
yeah.
I really
doesn't have to be a.
No, I really enjoyed the Johnny Enoch one. Only because it was something completely different than what we normally did.
Yeah.
Because we always do the paranormal predominantly, but doing something on the metaphysical and having a perspective on that really changed things up for me, and it was really refreshing for me, I guess, for lack of a better term. So I really enjoyed that interview, and plus he was a great interview, in a sense that he was very talkative. You didn't have to, sort of yank teeth, for lack of a better term, right?
Yeah.
So that was really good.
Yeah, that was a good interview. I mean, I don't entirely agree with everything he talks about,
Fair
but I
enough,
mean,
yeah.
for the most part, I like what he talks about and how he definitely gets in depth. He knows his stuff. There's no doubt about that. I don't know, me, it's really tough. Like I said, I really enjoyed again, sort of getting away from the paranormal. I think I enjoyed having David Hess on.
Yeah.
I really, the couple times that we had David on the show, I really enjoyed having him. He's an interesting, eccentric sort of character, or he was. Um, I liked him. I also liked Jerry E. Smith,
Yeah.
Weather Modification.
Yep.
I thought that was a really good show. And unfortunately, he passed away. That it would have been nice to have him back on the show, but unfortunately, that never happened. Um, there's so much that we've sort of dove into with this show. I mean, that people don't realize. I mean, we've talked about Morgellons on this show, and not a lot of people know about Morgellons. Some of the people that we've had on for that, we've had a few shows dealing with that. And I wouldn't even mind doing a sort of like an update to see where that situation is now. Um, we talked about electric stalking, and more has become a reality. Um, I mean, some of the stuff that we've talked about, we've kind of stepped out of our comfort zone,
Yeah, we have.
and because I mean, when you look at any classic show that deals with the paranormal as its main forte, I mean, you look at you listen to Coast, and then the stuff that they've had on the show over the years. I mean, it's been a heavy influence on myself. I know I don't know so much for you, Alex, but in the early days of Coast to Coast with Art Bell and some shows like him in the early days that sort of influenced me. Oh, look, I want to have a person on to talk about this. I think this subject is fascinating. And now it's really tough to find subjects like that now. I think there are some subjects that are really intriguing, but not quite like they were. I think when things first started out, you know what I mean. They're not as out there as they once were, because I think a lot of stuff, if you will, has been explained, or at least pretty much. I mean, when you look at stuff like rods and orbs and a lot of issues with the paranormal. In the beginning, they were just sitting there. These are phenomena that people really just didn't know much about, and then obviously, as time went, things were explained.
Yep.
And are constantly explained. It's really tough to find subjects now within the realm that are, I guess, fresh, if you will, new and unknown. It's really tough
It
because
is.
everything's been put out there, really. So that's what I mean. It's really neat to sort of understand phenomena or a story within the paranormal that people don't really know much about. I think that's what I like to look at. What I would like to sort of investigate and say, hey, look, I think if this is interesting, I think people out there would love to hear something like this, or here's somebody who knows something about this.
Yep, agreed. It's
You
tough
know,
to find new interesting stuff. It's more or less all, not all, but it's a lot of the old stuff. I mean, we've covered pretty much all of it, right?
well, we've carried quite a lot. We've covered quite a lot, but I think for the most part too, and like I said earlier, people don't want to hear regurgitated crap. I mean, you hear a lot of guests like, and I'm not saying we're not guilty of this as well. We've had plenty of guests on this show that have done this circuit. They've heard a lot of these guests on several other shows, and they've said the same shit.
Yeah.
The two, and I mean that's great. And people request they want to hear a guest. Okay, I get it, but talk about something different. And that's why I say I like people like David Hess who came on the show. People automatically want to hear about the movies he's been in, and talking about Last House on the Wes Craven's Last House on the Left and all that kind of stuff. But we didn't dive into that. We dove into what intrigued him about the paranormal.
Yeah.
He stepped outside his comfort zone. I shouldn't say he did. He was more than comfortable talking about this. And I think he was really looking for an outlet to talk about it, and he found one. And, if anyway, I need to get those shows. They're on Blog Talk, which sucks. I got to figure out how to get those shows. And I'm going to have to contact him to get the shows. But both those shows were on there, and they're classics. And I'd love to put those on the YouTube channel as soon as possible, because I mean they're classic. I mean here he's no longer with us. Fascinating character, a musician, an actor, but the guy is he's smart. He was smart. He was an interesting character. So I'd love to get those shows out there. But that's what I mean. Something a little different, something a little fresh for us. To sort of explore. And I think this season we need to do a little bit more of that if we can.
Yeah, for sure.
Try to bring some interesting different perspectives, while at the same time sort of bringing a lot of the norm back to the show. Like the dark discussions and stuff like that. They'll be there. I mean, I know you guys enjoy those when we do them. We sort of, I guess, strayed away from the diehard dark discussions. I mean, we've had some, but I don't think we've had them to the point where we used to have them on BTR, Alex.
No, we had them a lot more on BTR.
A lot more, and they were a lot more in depth than the ones that we've had. And I think I'd like to sort of look at, hey guys, come on, let's get this done, and let's sort of let's get raw and sort of analyze this to death, and sort of bring out interesting perspectives to the listeners and viewers now with the live stream. So yeah, I think the new season, we're all about trying to find something a little bit unique for you guys to sort of enjoy with this new perspective, with the radio show itself, the new live stream. So I think that would be cool, and I think hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and hopefully we can, sort of smash those out a little bit more than we did last season. Unfortunately, with COVID and everything else happening near the end, of the season there. It sort of put a hamper on things, and sort of sidetracked us in a direction that, well, I mean, it was a constant. We were constantly just had open table discussions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with those. I mean, they're great, but I think you can only do those so much with the same people, and you guys want to hear different perspectives. So I think definitely we're going to look more into that as the season goes on and before the season starts in September. So I think that's about it, Alex.
Yeah, I think so. I think we did a good
That's
job.
about it. Yeah. Guys, we'll be back. Well, the new season 13, kicks off September 13, 13,
13,
13,
13,
13,
13.
13. All we need to know is it going to be a full moon?
It's not.
Oh,
I checked.
that sucks. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, please, if you want to keep up to date with some of the archives that we're constantly throwing up there. Once again, thanks to Ray for getting me a lot of the shows here that we've done over the years at New Visions. So those will be going up to YouTube over the coming months, and some older classic shows too from BTR and I have some live stream shows that are sitting around somewhere. I'll be able to extract those and throw those up there too. Yeah, until the new season starts off, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching on the YouTube channel, and take care, everyone.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good one, guys.